Hey, hey, it's Ashley Kirkwood with the Make More Sales Show. I'm so excited that you are here. Let's get our vibes right. I'm so excited that you all are here, guys. My name is Ashley Kirkwood. I run Speak Your Way to Cash. I left a $300,000 job to launch my own company that is called Speak Your Way to Cash. And before Speak Your Way to Cash, I launched Mobile General Counsel. That was a law firm. Before I was a lawyer, y'all, I did inside sales, outside sales, door-to-door sales, all kinds of sales. I sold cigarettes for Philip Morris. I sold fleet cards for Rite Express. I sold marketing services for Cars.com. I outbound dialed customers and I outbound cold called people. And I've done over 20,000 sales calls. Y'all, before your girl was a barred licensed Juris Doctorate holding person, I was a sales girl. And so when entrepreneurs were coming to me to draft contracts at Mobile General Counsel and they were like, can you draft this contract? I'm only getting $3K. I said, you ain't gonna pay me $3,500 to draft a $3K deal. Let me go renegotiate it. And my husband, shout out to that man of God. Let's give it up for him. If y'all got a good husband, drop husband or wife or spouse in the chat. Give it up for them. Y'all, he was like, babe, you're not being paid for the sales and offers and all the things that you're giving people. You need a separate company. And that company, he said, what if you called it Speak Your Way to Cash? That's what you're helping people do. Speak their way to cash. Use their voice to make income. Use their voice to make money. And now we know that Speak Your Way to Cash has morphed from a company that just teaches you to land paid speaking contracts to a company that teaches SMBs worldwide sales. Our last event had people from Russia and Jamaica and Ghana and Nigeria and all over the Caribbean. And I need you to know, no matter where you live in the world, no matter what you do in the world, no matter the size of your company, if you're at 50K or 5 million, you need to make sales, okay? So welcome to the most interesting, innovative sales show that this world has ever seen. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're live. We're here. We're back. We got some folks we're going to bring up and do live sales coaching. I've told you a little bit about me, but I can show you better than I could tell you. Check this out, and we're about to get started.
Are you ready?
Doubt is a mental barrier. The only way doubt becomes a physical barrier is if I let it impact my decision.
And everybody know the story of David and Goliath, but this is bigger than triumph. This is for the warrior. This is for you and I. This is for euphoria. Give me a peace of mind. God is recording this. Won't you look in the sky?
Ashley Kirkwood left a very successful job to launch her own business.
She's the founder of Mobile General Counsel.
One of the baddest sisters that I know.
I'm here to talk to you about confidence, money, strategy, commitment, perfection, purpose, possibility.
What does failure mean? It doesn't exist. It's a figment of your imagination. The only way it's a failure on Monday is if you decide to not try again on Tuesday.
This is how we view the corporate ladder. With every step you took, you just wanted more of their validation. These are the stumbling blocks that you all had to come over. Lack, doubt, skepticism, insecurity. And if you make it from a certain spot, go back further, shoot it again. All of a sudden, what was once too heavy, I was able to lift.
I'm about to introduce.
Join me in welcoming
Our next guest.
our legal expert, author, and the founder of Speak Your Way to Cash, Ashley Kirkwood. Ashley Kirkwood.
Ashley Kirkwood.
Ashley Kirkwood.
Ashley Kirkwood.
Ashley Kirkwood.
Ashley Kirkwood. Ashley Kirkwood.
Ashley Kirkwood!
All right. Y'all, it's me. We're here. We're about to get it going now. Y'all already know how this show goes. If you've been here before, drop a 2 in the chat. Like, girl, this ain't my first time. It's my second, third, fourth, fifth time. Drop a 2 in the chat. And if you are brand new to the Make More Sales Show, it's your first time, drop a 1 in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat. Okay? If this is your first time. All right? So here's the thing. Yes, Marvick, everyone's here. Our guests are backstage. We just need to get our email list in here. We just need to make sure they're here. Share this with your friends. Okay, I'm seeing some 2s in the chat. So some of you guys have been here before. You know what it is. You know what it is. Some of you guys are brand new. That's cool. So let me tell you how this is going to go. First, we got our announcements. We do something that is so unique and so different and so innovative on this show. Let me tell you what we do. What we do here is this. We are going to actually give you guys show-specific deals. So it's called the Make More Sales Show. We are going to give you show-specific deals. What do I mean by that? We are going to make sure that if you are here live, okay, if you're here live, you are able to get your ticket to Black Women Sell Live for a fraction of the cost, only for those of you that are here live. So this year, we released a ticket called the Justice Ticket for Black Women Sell Live. That Justice Ticket gets you in the door, fly on the wall. So you don't get all the bells and whistles, you don't get the workbooks and all the things. And we actually have, I meant to bring you guys the workbook or show you all the workbook from last year. I'm literally gonna text my husband to see if he has it. But, let me see if I can get it down here. Can you bring me the playbook from last year? There's some in the garage and I have one on the counter. I want to show it to them on the show because it's fabulous. And I really want them to know why they need to get a general or at least a VIP ticket if they want it printed. Okay, let's see if we can get it there. Somebody on my team, text my husband, see if he'll help me out. Now, we have some announcements. So one, the link that you can use to get your ticket for the $199 rate, you missed the $197 rate, but the $199 rate is blackwomensellavent.com/make more sales show live. But let me tell you how this is gonna go. You will only be able to buy your ticket at this link while we are live. The moment, and Marvick, you should update this timer. The moment that this hits 0, you all are not going to be able to get your link. We're going to literally unpublish this page. And Marvick, update this now. Thank you so much. Oh, you're not home. Okay, I got it. Update this now. What we're going to do is once this show ends, this page will be unpublished. You won't even be able to go here. So we'll drop it in the comments. I'll drop it in the comments because I don't see it in the comments yet, but I will drop it in the comments. You guys, this is the link. Get your tickets now while we're live. Once we're no longer live, you won't be able to get your tickets for that price. You won't be able to get it on that link. And we have special bonuses every single day for those who get it while they're live. Every single day. Now, this is a 3-day conference. You may be like, oh, Ashley, why do I need to get my ticket? Why is this a big deal? Why can't I just wait? Because Black Women Sell Live is the event of the century legitimately. Like, legitimately, there's no other event that has this assembling of speakers. It is fabulous and phenomenal in every way, and we're literally bringing a Black woman billionaire to close the whole thing down. So where else are you going to hear from a Black woman billionaire? Where else are you going to make your Q4 sales, marketing, and operations plan in one day that you actually leave with? Where else are you going to have tactical, strategic information to grow your business? Now, we got some folks in the waiting room. I'm going to bring y'all up in a minute, but let me be very clear. Yesterday, if you did not see the Make More Sales show, you missed it. Who was here? How many of y'all were here? Because I want to give you an update from yesterday. I want to give you an update. If you were here yesterday, comment me in the comments. Now, here's the thing. Yesterday, during the Make More Sales show, y'all, okay, and for those of you on Instagram, comment YouTube and join us on YouTube because it's a better viewing experience. Okay? Let me give y'all the update. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for the update? Here's what happened yesterday. Yesterday, I showed you all live how to pitch a $150 million tech company in less than 15 minutes, okay? I sent that pitch on the show live. I had a message from the CEO by 4 p.m. 5 people from the company's marketing department were watching the Loom video that I made while I was live yesterday. We're gonna set up a meeting with their marketing team today. Okay, so I'm sending out the email to set up that meeting with the marketing team today. They're very excited. They're very interested. I did it live. I pitched one person, got one response. We'll have a sales call with that organization. I foreshadowed that we were going to sell them something. We did it live. Look, here is my rant for the day. Now, these shows start off with me giving y'all some games, so listen in. If you got your pens and pencils, you want to have them ready because this is about to go good. Now, go big or go home, okay? This is the era that we're in. We are in 2026 in the go big or go home era. So if you are trying to play small, oh, I just want to make $30,000 this year. I just want to make $50,000 this year. Go big or go home. Why? Because if you go small, you'll hit nothing. This is not the time to be playing small. This is the time for every single last one of you under the sound of my voice who know they have a big vision, who know they have a big dream, who know they have things they have to do to go big. Well, Ashley, I just feel sad. Okay, great. That sounds like you need to get your mental, your physical, your emotional, and your spiritual state in order while working. Let me be clear. I'm not saying go lose weight, then run your business. No. I'm saying at the same time that you're going to send out those pitches and not feel good about it, you're going to start drinking more water, sis. You're going to start going on more walks, bro. You're going to start weightlifting in the gym. You need to get your whole life together. To be an entrepreneur right now is going to require mental, physical, spiritual, emotional alignment. You cannot tell me, oh, I'm emotionally healthy, but you literally get physically sick every time you are trying to send out a pitch to people because you're scared of rejection. Hello? Hello, and do me a favor, y'all. Share this link with 3 people and drop 3 in the chats once you've done it. We got to get our friends in here because we're about to go hard. I told you that today it's a go big or go home day. So I am challenging myself to send out more 7-figure offers this year than I've ever sent before. We developed an entire program for colleges that will help them to have an entrepreneurial program backed by AI. I can't give you too many details because we got to get our copyrights and our trademarks before we talk too heavy. But we are sending out pitches this week to 250 colleges to have a sales call with them about our new program for their institution, based on what we're seeing in the market and what they need to do. How am I going to do this? 1, I'm going to use the tool I showed you all yesterday. Go watch the link from yesterday, Apollo. Marvick dropped our referral link for Apollo in the comments so you all can get that. I'm going to use that to find all of the emails, all of the contacts for the university. I'm going to pitch 3 people for every single school that I want to work with. I'm pitching 3 people at that school. I'm going to send a Loom video of me walking through why this is critical, why I should be the one to do this, and showing them not just my degrees, but also my Inc. 5000 award. I'll probably do something like, here's my degree from University of Illinois College of Business, International Business. Here's my degree from Northwestern Law School, cum laude. You want to know what none of these degrees taught me, even though I have over $300,000 in student debt? How to sell. But your students don't have to be in that record. Right now, college admissions rates are down. We're going to blah, 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 like literally laying out the pitch. And what we do well here is video and speaking. So I have to infuse my strengths into the way I pitch. Many of you all are like, oh, I'm not that good of a writer. So why are you writing all your pitches? Why aren't you sending out Loom videos? Well, I'm a better writer. Okay, great. So why don't we have Substack articles that you're sending out to your corporate buyers saying, hey, I wrote this article, you should check it out. Why are you forgetting that you're good at stuff? Okay? When I teach sales, I want you to find what we call our unique selling power. What is it that when people hear you do it, their minds change, their physiology changes, they're excited about it, they know how to go hard? Like, where are you great? A lot of you would do better if you started performing where you were great, if you started actually pitching leveraging your strengths. The reason it feels so hard is because you're trying to leverage the strengths of somebody else. Now, that's one. Another reason it may feel hard is because you don't do it consistently. I just saw a video this morning from Tony Robbins, and he said, hey, the only difference between you living the life of your dreams and not is you figuring out how to regulate your emotions as you do the boring, monotonous, hard work that success requires. It's not fun sending out email pitches, but it is fun landing those deals. Before the gym this morning, got an email about a $47,000 or $45,000 contract. That's fun. Good time. Had a good time reading that email. Real fun, okay? Like, it's real fun knowing we've closed $119,000 in sponsorships and still have some on the way. That's fun. Is it fun sending out emails and doing 3 to 4 follow-up calls and not knowing whether or not they're going to respond? No, but guess what? Instead of my brain saying, I don't know if they're going to respond, I've trained my brain to say, I can't wait for them to respond. They will be crazy not to do this. I have to help them with this problem. They need this more than I do. If you can't master this, you can't master this. So you wonder why you're not moving fast. It's because of your thoughts. Your thoughts are slowing you down. It is an invisible barrier to you taking action. You have to control your mind. Well, I'm kind of sad. Did you know there is literally a correlation between how you think and how you feel? If you go on a walk every day, you may find that you feel better. If you drink more water, you will find that you feel better. If you reduce your sugar intake, you may find that you feel better. Whenever I need a lot of energy, I only eat healthy during events. You ain't gonna never see me at one of my live events with a big old sloppy cheeseburger and fries. Why, Ashley? Don't you like cheeseburgers and fries? Yeah, I do. But I like hitting my goals more. And if what I eat doesn't allow me to hit my goals, I'm not eating it. You'll never find me watching some negative stuff on TV over and over again. Don't you like negative TV every now and then? Yeah, I do. But I like hitting my goals more. And some of you are not as committed as you need to be to your audience. You're not as committed as you need to be to your mission to control your mind, your body, your spirit. But you are run amok by your feelings, and you think they're your feelings, but they're not your feelings. Those are the feelings of that cheeseburger or that pizza you eat all the time. Those are the feelings of sitting on a couch all day and not getting out and getting sunlight. Those are the feelings of vitamin D deficiency. Some of you don't even know that you're an extremely positive, optimistic, hardworking person because you won't even give your body what it needs to show you who you really are. And so when I say, are you an expert? Are you a leader? Are you willing to go the distance? What I did not give credit to for years was the fact that my actual body was responding to what I was feeding it in my hearing, in my mind, in my prayer life, in my food. And so when I wanted to change everything about my life, I had to change what I ate. I had to change how I moved. I had to change how I sold. I had to change the level of confidence I had. I had to change my physical state. You think this is only about you making money. I know this is about you becoming the person who can steward all the money that you've never made yet. You can have whatever money you want the moment you decide to be the person who can steward it. I started hearing this small, still voice when I moved to Atlanta. Hey, girl, you're going to have to get healthy. You're going to get real busy. It's going to be a lot going on. And I'm like, well, my business has been growing, and I feel like I've been doing the things. I'm like, why would I have to do all of that? Like, I've never really felt this pull to really get my health in order, not realizing that I felt the pull to get my health in order because I was simultaneously praying that my business would grow. Well, what I didn't realize is there was a direct correlation between the business growth prayer being answered and my physical health being in order, and my emotional state being in order, and my emotional health being in order. It is literally all connected. Ashley, I don't feel good. What do you eat? What did you drink yesterday? I stopped drinking completely. I had a night, and to be clear, because people make spiritual stuff so woo-woo and it becomes like, oh, I can't relate. Let me be very, very clear. I went to a Woman Evolve event. They said, women in this room, stand up if you struggle with drinking. I looked at a stadium of 25,000 women, many of them women of color. It looked like almost the whole stadium was standing up. Could not have been less than 15,000 women on their feet. At that moment, when I saw all those women standing up who struggled with drinking, I clearly heard the Holy Spirit say, now you serve these women. If they struggle with drinking, wouldn't it be a powerful statement if you stopped drinking entirely? Did I have an alcohol problem at that time? No. Did I have an alcohol problem previously in college? Yes. But I stopped drinking for 2 years, and after that, I maybe have a glass of wine casually. And I was like, but why do I have to stop drinking? And God said, well, why do you need to keep drinking? What is it giving you? And he had me look at the patterns of when I felt like I needed a drink, to gossip with girlfriends, to complain about my life, to feel better after a hard day. He said, well, what if you replaced gossiping with prayer, hard days with you going to the gym, and you feeling frustrated with you figuring out a plan? Wouldn't that be better for your life? You think that you have to do all of this stuff just to make more money. I'm saying that getting 1% to 2% better in every area of your life might be what it requires for you to steward the money that's coming to you when you do the work. It's not about is drinking is a sin or not. It's about if Ashley Kirkwood were to optimize in every area of her life, what would she do? What does billionaire me do? And can I be clear? Can I be clear? My life is lit. It's really, really fun. And right now, we're 90 days from the biggest event we've ever hosted in our life. It's about to be litter than lit than lit. When I'm bored, I eat bad. So I prayed a prayer a while ago. I was like, God, I want you to make my life a little bit more exciting. Like, I just want to have more fun. Because I just want to have more fun. I'm not worried about eating no bad cheeseburger when I'm out going to conferences, speaking, going on TV, press. The only time I even think about eating greasy, nasty, bad food is when I'm just sitting there and I'm like, dang, I could use some buffalo wings right now. I'm a little bored. But I wouldn't be bored if I built momentum in my business. So why, instead of me focusing on negative food, I focus on building momentum in my business so I don't even have to worry about being bored. Even on sabbatical, I'm not bored because I'm actively resting. And so first off, other countries have better food than America anyway, so I didn't gain any weight on sabbatical. And what I did was I ate what I wanted to eat, and the next day I would just fast. So I would eat, and then I would fast for a day. So I probably fasted 2 to 3 days a week. Anyways, I'm just letting y'all know. There's a really good book called Fast Like a Girl. I love that book. I love that book. But I want to be very clear. I am in a state of optimizing my life. Why? Because there are things that I see for my future that the current me can't walk into without becoming the person who can steward it. There are some of you that have been playing small because you've never had a business coach or a mentor or someone like me in your life to say, yes, you're doing good, but you're praying for extraordinary. So good don't make it to extraordinary land. So what do you want? Do you want good or do you want extraordinary? because I like to coach the women who are done with good and on the path to extraordinary. Yes, it's a lot. Yes, it shouldn't take all that. And it doesn't, because good doesn't take all that. Extraordinary does. Being okay doesn't take all that. Extraordinary does. And so if you are ready to be extraordinary, I want proof of that. I want you to get your ticket to Black Women Sell Live. Y'all, this event is like nothing else you've ever been to in your life, but I can show you better than I can tell you. And after this, we are going to call up those of you who are in the wings. So let me see who we got back here. I see Yobo, you're about to come up. Tiara, you're going to be right after her. I see y'all in the waiting room, so get ready to come up. And when you all come up, and Tia, I see you. Actually, I think Tia is first. Tia, I see you here first. So we'll do Tia, Yobo, and Tiara. Now, here's the thing, y'all. When y'all come up, you have to mute me on your other device. So mute me, turn me off on your other device, and you can hop back on right after the live. But remove yourself from the other device so there's no feedback, and then we will go from there. But before that, I want to give y'all a chance to get your tickets to Black Women Sell Live. $199 for the Justice ticket. Now, y'all gonna be sitting in the nosebleeds with that ticket, but at least you get there. Yesterday, we had 7 women who said, yes, I'm gonna be at that event. Today, let's see if we can get 10. If you're one of the 10, drop 10 in the comments, okay? If you're one of the 10, drop 10 in the comments. Check out this event, and then we'll bring up our guests.
Ooh, I don't need y'all either. Ooh, don't wanna talk about it. Ooh, like I don't know nobody. Like I don't know nobody. I guess I don't. Oh, you mad, huh? Oh, you mad, huh? Whoa, oh, you mad, huh?
Anybody tired of making excuses as to why your client chose somebody else? Anybody sick of the market determining their revenue? Anybody tired of letting people's opinions of you determine your own?
If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, the least of the seeds, work with that. Work with it. Believe him for something and then take the next step.
Everything that you have gone through in your life is exactly the reason why you will be successful. There is not a downtrodden situation, a familial abuse, a personal attack that will not equip you for your next level. If you look at the stories of a lot of champions, they get dark because champions had to be cultivated to be strong. And the very trial that you're saying is a curse is probably the weight that is coming to make you strong.
We do not have to settle. We do not have to be manipulated. We can have anything we want as soon as we want it. How many of you are truly ready to make this your time?
I just came back for the win. Lot of new money in my hand. Go on, tell a friend to tell a friend. They say success is the best revenge.
If I see something that's not right, I call. If I'm confused, I call. If I can't do it alone, I call. Calling is strong. Calling is brave. Calling is how we grow.
Failure is a necessary ingredient in the recipe for success. And so the minute you embrace failure and understand that you fail forward, then nothing can hold you back.
I am not LeBron James, all right? Come on now. The only way you can win is with the threat of losing. So you have to have that threat of losing. It is not wins and losses, it is wins and lessons.
I just came back for the win. Lot of new money in my hand. Go on, tell a friend to tell a friend. They say success is the best revenge.
Y'all, I love that video. Okay, so exciting. Also, big announcement. We are doing land corporate clients using AI. It's only $17. Somebody drop 17 in the comments. Go to AIcorporatesaleslab.com, AIcorporatesaleslab.com. Get your ticket, get your ticket, get your ticket. That's AIcorporatesaleslab.com. Now, all of y'all say, Ashley, how do you land these big contracts? How do you do it so fast? You move so fast, fast. Okay, great. Let's go. You should move fast too. The tickets are $17. I used to do stuff like this for free and then people weren't taking it seriously. Now that we make it $17, we pretty much get a higher caliber entrepreneur in the room. So don't think because it's $17, we got people coming that ain't doing nothing. Like our last one had pro athletes, people went to Harvard, top of their game in engineering, top of their game in coaching, top of their game in professional services. If you want to land a 5 or 6 figure corporate contract, you should be learning the process to do that at the AI Corporate Sales Lab. So get your tickets now. The link is in the bio. If you're on Instagram, you can just comment AI. If you're on YouTube, you can comment AI. I think they're going to start allowing us on YouTube to actually DM y'all. I don't know. I saw an alert about that this morning, but yeah, so comment AI, get your ticket for land corporate clients using AI. It's phenomenal. Make sure you do that. I want to see you all there. It's going to be such a good event, and it's virtual, so you can attend from anywhere in the world, but the event you just saw, in person only. We're not doing virtual. Now, because you're going to need to show up. Y'all need to feel, y'all think y'all feel something watching this show. You need to feel the energy in that room. It's going to be incredible. Okay, so let's see. Tia, you are up first. Hey, Tia, welcome to the show.
OMG. Hey, Ashley, I love you.
Yes, you're here, girl. How's it going? And you turned me off on your other device, right?
Yeah, no, it's not on, girl. I
Okay.
be tracking. Listen,
Awesome.
first of all, I'm new to you, and I'm
Okay.
so glad that first of all I did do the free. What was it free? It was what 17, and then I did do the little upgrade thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So I did that. I guess it was the AI thing, but
Yeah.
that sparked so much in me. And so I'm so glad I found you. I'm so glad I found you.
Yes, well, I'm
I'm
glad
so
you found
glad.
me as well. And Tia, let everyone know what
Tuning
made you
in live from Dubai. I'm tuning in live
Dubai.
from Dubai. I live in
Okay.
Dubai.
I love
I live in
that.
Dubai. I've been living here 3 years. And
Congrats.
so I was, yes, ma'am. And I'm so just thankful. First of all, I only got the justice ticket because of the state of the flights and different things and
Yeah.
not knowing, and I could always give that. But when I get in the country, if VIP still open or the other one, listen, I'm slapping the money in somebody's hand because I don't do gin pop. Okay, I don't do gin
Yes.
pop.
Well, you will
But I
get
didn't
in.
want me not to be able to get there. And so I said
Yeah.
I would be able to sold that ticket to somebody if anything, if I don't make it. But I gotta be in the building. I got to be in the
Yes,
building.
be in the
Yeah. I'm
building.
excited.
You will be here flying all the way from Dubai at a time like this. Like, I love
Yes.
that. And what was the thing that made you know, like, I need to be in the room? What was that one thing that made that decision for you?
It's one word. And if y'all listening in the chat, y'all pay attention. One word. And I don't know if people understand the significance of this. Baby, proximity. Proximity. If you go to my Instagram, I am Tia Billionaire. I am Tia Billionaire. Have those billions manifested yet? No. I had 3 prophets prophesy over me that they saw the billions like dripping over me. Billions, right? So I am Tia Billionaire on Instagram forever. But to be in the proximity of a black female billionaire, if
That
you
part.
think that ain't worth the flight, you're crazy. If you don't think that's worth the flight, you're crazy.
That's real.
What?
That is
That's
real.
it. I don't even care if I'm in the bike of the room like they say in Miami. I could be in the bike. Baby,
Yes.
it don't matter. The energy gonna find me.
Yes.
Glory to God. I got to be there. Woo!
Yes,
gotta be
I
there.
love that. Y'all, you heard it from Tia coming all the way from Dubai to be in proximity. You're going to get even more than that. Everybody just drop proximity in the chat. Make sure you go and get your tickets. Once we close this out, that one price is gone. So you'll see the regular ticket prices. It'll re-forward there. But if you want that justice ticket to get in the door, whether you in the bike or you in the front, it don't matter. You're in the room. So Tia, what is your biggest sales challenge? What's your biggest sales challenge right now?
So this is my challenge. I was like, Lord, what do I want to ask her while I have this opportunity? And honestly, it's because I'm a 6-figure income earner. and I'm in network marketing. But been playing small, even with the 6-figure income earner. That is so small. I want to make 6 figures every month. Like, I want them numbers that you was spitting, okay? But I'm like, but it's the coaching. God has given me a whole cohort, and I'm not afraid to charge. But it's the time and the busyness of I still got to be there for my team. How do I balance that? Like, is there a way that you can do two things? You know how people say you can't do two things. You got to focus on only one. You cannot do two. Is that real? Or are there people out here really doing it where they can focus on two things? Because I know I have to get out of this. I've coached before. I've coached some powerhouses, and I, dimmed myself down and all this, and all kind of different things happened in my life between me almost losing my daughter and all kind of stuff, right? So I'm back. The kid is back. First of all, I know my value. 10 stacks on deck. I have 3 levels. It's the top tier, 10 stacks. The next tier, 5,000. And I forgot. She said I'm echoing. I shouldn't be. I have nothing playing. It's just me and you on my laptop. I don't have anything playing. But somebody said that in the chat. So what, like, I don't know.
So this is a good question. Okay, so number one, I would say what you have to do is, can you do two things? Yes. Will it slow you down? Yes. So when thinking about, are there multiple things that I can do? So we had 2 businesses at one point. Both of them were right around $500,000. And so what happened is when I focused on one business, the one business in 1 year did over $1.2 million. The first year that I focused on one business. So focus is like a force. It's not that you won't get there if you won't focus, but for most people, unless you have the resources to match doing multiple things, it doesn't make sense. And so by that, I mean, could I own 10 companies right now? Yes, if I was the founder of 10 companies, but I wasn't the acting CEO of 10 companies. So I had somebody else who could be the CEO, somebody else who could run the business, someone else who could do all the things. And I just happened to be the founder of 10 companies. So what I'd recommend, because with network marketing, there's been a lot of administrative things and coming under attack and all of that. And so you never really own it. If you know you could take your success in that and you can build a business on the side, like a sustainable coaching business that teaches whatever skill set has helped you to get to the top of that, that probably is the safer bet because you own it holistically. And you can look at the FTC requirements and what they require when selling coaching services and comply with that. And then you move forward and grow your business without any restrictions. That would be what I would recommend. So here's the thing. When you have 2 businesses, there's typically one business that's feeding the other business. So when we had a law firm and a coaching business, the law firm was the consistent, sustainable business before we built the coaching business. I had to do every single thing it took to build that business to $500,000. And then at the same time, spend all the extra energy on building the second business. So if you're going to build 2 businesses, do not stop doing the things that grow the initial business. On top of all that effort, you need to now do all the things to build a secondary business. So it's going to be like having 2 full-time jobs. And then you have a out number. My out number was $500,000. Once the second business got to $500,000, I'm like, hey, I'm going to leave this $500,000 business here. I'm going to keep it open, but we're only taking like myself as a client, maybe a few private clients. And I had another lawyer that did all the work for that company over there. And then I went all in and focused 99% of my energy on Speak Your Way to Cash, growing it and scaling it. And there is a way where if you systematize your first business, meaning we had our sales scripts, there was another person that was closing all the sales calls, I had all the recordings of our sales calls, all of our content was pre-scheduled, I showed my associate how to make all the content. We knew all the things that bring in money for business 1. Somebody else was trained up to do all of that stuff, so I could focus all of my energy on business 2. So can you do it? Yes. Is it wise to do it? Not if you don't have to, but for many of us, we're self-funding. So sometimes that first business or that core job has to fund the second business, and then that's how you're going to grow both. So hopefully that is helpful, and you have something you could take with that, because that is what you should do. And for everyone listening, the same thing. Like if you have a job and you run a business, work your job. Do everything to get promoted at your job. On top of all that, you need to grow your business. You need to give your business that 40 hours a week. So if you're working 50 hours a week at a job, you need to give your business 50 hours a week. So you have 100-hour weeks. Now, how many hours do you have in a week total? Well, you have 24 hours in a day. And so if you have 24 hours in a day and you have 7 days, then you got to subtract from sleep. So you have about 168 hours in a week. If you're going to work 100 of them, you need to be really judicious with how you're spending that 68. And if you're going to sleep 7 hours a night, then that's 49. So you still have a little bit of time in there to get dressed, do whatever else you have to do. But you would have to become a time sniper. Like every minute of your time is accounted for. You're not wasting a second. You have all the tools at your disposal to ensure that every second you're not working your main business or working your second business, you're being an incredible steward of your time so that you can get the maximum out of every single week. But it can be done. It absolutely can be done. If you have to do it like that, then that's what I would recommend you do. That's what I'd recommend you do. So did you get some value out of that? What are you going to do differently as a result?
Oh man, this is powerful because it's like I know I need to just do this coaching business, but then I don't want to let the network marketing business fall apart because I got 80-year-olds making $1,000 a month or $2,000 in this economy that's on a fixed income. I'm helping them save money. So it's like if I slow down working that, will that fall apart?
So you don't slow down.
Like,
I mean, you'd have to build them both at the same time and not slow down.
Same time. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you. I love you. I can't wait to see you and meet you.
Yeah.
I hope I'm VIP so I can hug your neck. I just love you.
Yes,
Thank
I
you
cannot
so
wait
much.
to see you either. Thank you, everybody. Let's give it up for Tia.
Yeah, shout me out from the Tia from Dubai.
All right, y'all, you heard it here first. She's flying all the way from Dubai. She's flying all the way from Dubai to be in the building. Some of y'all are just driving from Atlanta. You watching this right now, you down the street. You down the street. You know you could get in the building. What are we talking about? Okay, so let's get our next guest up. If you need to, if you hear any echo, just turn us down a little bit. We're going to work on that, and then I'm going to try to mute myself when they're talking to help with a little bit of that as well. All right. Iyobo, we got you in the building. Did I say your name correctly? Give us why you decided to come.
Beautifully.
Nice. Okay, let us know what made you decide to come to Black Women Sell Live.
It's just time. You know, sometimes you just, every time I listen to you, I just feel that stir. You know, sometimes you listen to other people, but you're just like, you know, I'll do it the next day. But you're like, get up, I'm up, like I'm moving, I'm ready. So it's time.
I love that. How many of you, it is time for you to grow? Drop time in the comments. Drop time in the comments. Okay, so let us know, what is your business? What is your business? And then what's your biggest sales problem? And what did you do last year in business and revenue?
Yeah, so I created Clinician Charting Schoolhouse. It's where we teach clinicians how to document their documentation stronger while showing their clinical reasoning in a way where it can be protected against them if anything were to happen. So my biggest sales challenge is being like rewording my offer. So last year we launched in August, we made about 30,000, but we had about a lot of low ticket offers. And now switching back to this year, in the next month, I will be releasing a higher ticket offer. The pre-offer would be like $14.97, and then after the pre-sale, we'll go to $29.97. So much bigger value, frameworks, tools, AI-supported work that they can use, as well as my guidance. But I just want to make sure that the value that I'm giving coincides with the pricing, as well as, for me, my goal this year is to make $1 million. And so with putting myself there, I want to be able to provide the value, as well as present myself in a way where there's offers coming to me in order to make the funds, in order to also deliver on what I'm giving.
Okay, I love that. I love that. I love that. And so one of the things that I would say is, whenever you're building out your offer, so right now you're thinking you're going to launch this offer at $14.97, and then after the sale, it goes to $29.97. What if you were to build this offer as if you were going to charge $25,000 for it? What would need to be true? So if you were to charge $25,000 for your clinician, I have a clinician charting schoolhouse, what would need to be true? Well, they would need training, they would need resources, they would need tools, they would need templates, they would need actual live support. And if they needed actual live support, you could give that support or someone on your team would give that support. I would build this offer out as if you were going to charge $25,000 for it. And what I would do is when I charge $25K for an offer, I want it to have like over $100,000 in value. But I would build it out as if you're charging $25K for it. I would do market research on any other programs for clinicians that are out there that do this, that are charging $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. And I would figure out what they're lacking, what is their gap, and give everything that they provide and more, and put that in my $25,000 offer. Then when I launched it, I'd launch it at $29.97 as a founder rate. And I would let them know it's going to go up to $10,000. Now, something very critical that you mentioned, and it shows me you're a person of integrity, is you're like, I just want to make sure it's worth this amount. And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to do a Zoom call with your client, all the people that you have now, because you've made $30K in revenue, which is good. Let's give it up for her for that. Everybody say congrats. What you want to do is have a Zoom call with everyone you've done business with before and say, hey, we're launching a program. And this program is literally going to be the one-stop shop for clinicians who want to insert the result that they want. And ask them, hey, if we were to, and then you're going to give them everything you're going to put in your offer, what would you think that would cost? And don't give them a price. Just say, what would you think that would cost? What would that be worth for you? What would you pay for that? How would you work with that? And they may say $50,000, $30,000, $20,000, $15,000. And then you're going to ask them, well, what have you paid for that's similar to this that you got value from? And what didn't you like that they didn't provide? And then after you talk about your offer, then you're going to say, okay, well, how about this? What should I include that I'm not including right now? That would make this a no-brainer for you. And you're going to let your community help you build a $25,000 offer. And then you're going to say, okay, I know you all said it should be worth $15,000 or $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000. You all stayed on with me tonight. I want to give you all a chance to pre-order this, and you will get in for $29.97, and I will lock you in at that rate for the lifetime value of this offer, meaning every year when you renew, because this is an annual program, you will be able to renew at the $29.97. Now, if we add to the offer, you may have to pay more. We may make it a little bit more expensive, but if we're selling that one offer, you're locked in at $29.97. Now, that's how you can ensure that you're actually getting the value, because the easiest thing to do, and no one does this, no one listens to me when I say this, so please, sister, listen to me, okay? Build your offer with your community. You already have a community of clinicians, and invite everyone and say, hey, just for hanging out with me and answering some questions at the end, I'll answer whatever questions you all have. Here's my background. I've been a clinician for X amount of years. I've been able to do A, B, C, and D. So any questions you have, I'll answer. I just want you all to answer some questions for me so I can make sure I'm serving you well. Every time we do that and we release an offer by doing this first, we always get our initial buyers from the people who came on that Zoom room. Whether it's 10 people, 50 people, or 100 people, it does not matter. Those become our first buyers, our cheerleaders. They're so excited. The biggest mistake I've made in doing this is not having the link ready for them to buy that night, because they're so excited about crafting the offer that they're like, okay, so where's the link? And I literally was like, oh, it's a market research call, so I didn't have the link. But if I were to do it again, which we will, this is how we develop new offers, we would have the link right then and there. And it's the same for corporate. We do 15 market research calls one-on-one, build out our offer with them. They are the people we initially pitch the offer to after it's developed. So develop it with them. I would make $29.97 the founder rate, but I would build it as if it's a $25,000 container, and that will allow you to put so much more value into it that when they get it for $29.97, you're 10xing the value right then and there for that offer. And so you don't have any, now you're like, it's cheap at $29.97. So wherever you anchor, that's where you're gonna be able to see the value. So if we want to build an offer for $100,000, I'm thinking, okay, how can I give $500,000, $1 million worth of value? What would need to be true for this offer to reasonably sell at $100,000? And that's how we created our $100,000 offer. So for us, a part of what we put in that offer is a VIP day, which I don't do with people otherwise. And then 2, I'm going to my clients' events and reselling their offers for them live in the room. Well, my speaking fee alone is $50K. So it's $50K for me to speak. A VIP day would be $75K. You're getting all of that for $100 plus 12 months of coaching and on-demand Boxer access for me for a year. Easily a $100,000 offer. And it was the easiest offer that we've sold. It sold out first of all of our mastermind level coaching programs. So when you're thinking of your offer, don't think, oh, I want to sell it for $3,000, whatever. That's probably too low, and you want to make $1 million. If you could sell it at $3,000 and then it goes to 10K, reasonably goes to 10K, now at a 10K to make $1 million, I think you only have to sell 100 of those offers, which is not hard at all. Yeah, you're at 100 offers at 10K. Now at the $3,000, if you want to make $1 million, you have to sell, let's see, a little over 333 offers. Okay, so we want to have founders there, but we want to get that offer to 10K and it still be a steal at 10K. And then you're going to think through your bonuses. So after you think of your core offer, now you're going to think, what are the bonuses that I can include in this offer to make it an absolute no-brainer? But yeah, hopefully that's helpful. So what are you going to do as a result of coming on the Make More Sales show today?
What am I going to do? I have to get to work now. And I appreciate your honesty, because one of the reasons how I put this previous offer together was reaching out to the people that bought the products last year and asked them what did they want to see. And so I just need to do more of that and think bigger. To be honest, when you said 10,000, 25,000, my stomach dropped. It's the mental. I'll get there. Trust me, I'll get there.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing, because that's what coaching is supposed to do. So coaching is supposed to make you say, I don't know if I can do that, but I'm willing to consider the thought. It's supposed to implant seeds in your brain that's like, hold up, I'm supposed to go to the next level now. Like, that's what next levelness feels like. Because the moment your mind goes there, your body always follows. We became $1 million business here before the money came in, because I had to act differently here and in my body before I could actually have the money there. I had to start pitching bigger, going bigger, having bigger conversations. So that's a good thing. Welcome, girl. That's a good thing. Give it up for her.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I will see you at Black Women Sell Live, y'all. Give it up for her. Amazing offer, incredible business. Launched in August, already had 5 figures. That's amazing. We cannot wait to see you. So this is dope, you guys. This is absolutely incredible. Now, for those of you watching, we've been together about 45 minutes. I'm about to see who's serious. I'm about to see who already got their ticket. Now, if you're going to be one of the 10 people that gets your tickets while we're live, drop tickets in the comments, or drop 10 in the comments so we can see you. I see some of you guys got your Land Corporate Clients tickets. Shout out to Rebecca. I see you, girl. Cannot wait to serve you. Shout out to Janice. I see you got your ticket to Land Corporate Clients using AI. So go ahead and get your ticket right now, y'all. If you don't know what this is, let me show you. I'm going to put up this timer. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to raffle off a training. Here's what we'll do, Marvick. We're going to put a training out for everybody. It's called the How to Land a TEDx Talk. It's like our training on how we got on big stages, TEDx stages. We're going to make that a bonus for those of you who buy today, or those of you who've already gotten your tickets. So if you're going to be in that 10, drop 10 right now. $199 is where you can get into Black Women Sell Live. Check this out, and then we will be with Tiara right after this. Mary Ellen Pleasant. How did she do it? Oh, I wish I could just screw myself.
Mary Ellen Pleasant? This can't be real.
Real or not, you've been carrying quite the load. You see, wealth isn't always about what you keep. It's what you connect.
Ida B. Well?
When I wrote, I didn't just report, I revealed.
Right on time. So it wasn't luck, it was strategy. We have always been so innovative.
You're not starting something new, you're continuing something sacred.
I want to teach every Black woman business owner in the world about it. When I started this company, it wasn't just about selling hair care. It was about dignity, independence, community. That's what real marketing does. It doesn't just sell, it lives.
See, a true sale is not made in the pocket, it's made in the heart. Now, you go on and sell live, not for the applause, but for the impact.
All right, y'all. All right. We are so excited that you guys are here in the building. I'm seeing the 10s in the chat. If y'all are getting your ticket while we're live, drop a 10 in the chat. Go to blackwomensolevent.com/make-more-sales live show. I believe that's the URL. It is in the chat. Make More Sales Show Live. Make More Sales Show Live. blackwomensolevent.com/make-more-sales show live. Okay? Get your tickets, get your seats. All right, we're bringing up our next guest, Tiara. What's going on?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Make sure you turn me off on your other device. And then, Tiara, what made you get your ticket to Black Women Sell Live?
Hey, so thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm thinking that as soon as I got my ticket, my voice started leaving, and I'm like, nah, see, this could be an attack. But I got my ticket because I know I'm a pioneer in my family. I know I'm a generational curse breaker. And in my bones, I know that I'm supposed to be a multimillionaire, but I'm not around any multimillionaires. So through my prayers, you just started popping up on my timeline. I don't even know you. Like I never seen you before, and you just started popping up. So I started to tune in, just a little bit of your content, and then this Black Women Sell Live event came up. I'm like, okay, well, I think this may be a sign that I need to go ahead and get in the room so I can be around people so that the millionaires in the room or the people who's doing more than me can pull me up, and I can have a different community of people of like-mindedness so that I can be pulled up.
I love that. And so let us know, what is your business? What did you do in revenue last year? And what's your biggest sales problem you want to bring to the show so we can solve it?
Yes, ma'am. So my business is, I have 3 branches in my business. I have speaking engagements, workforce training, and then I have a birth accelerator framework that I have already created. That is a separate business, but it's a scalable offer. So I have this stability framework. And before we can fix the communication, the accountability, or the teamwork, we need to understand what survival mode is doing to the actual human being. So a lot of emotional intelligence teachers, they teach self-awareness or self-management, relationship management, or social awareness. But most of the time, people cannot use those skills because they can't use it consistently because their nervous system is dysregulated. So that's where I come in that gap. So I'm doing the workforce training in that fashion. Now, what I did in revenue last year was 0. What I did this year was $500. Now that's because I've sold books also, and that is speaking engagements. My question is, how can what do I need to do to maximize this gap, and how do I price it?
All right, good. I think I understand what's going on. Okay, so number one, you mentioned that you have 3 branches of your business. It sounded, I think you're saying workforce development, speaking. You also have books. Okay, cool. And then I don't know if you said you have a birth framework. It sounds like you do emotional intelligence speaking, though. Is that right?
So I also have a birth accelerator framework, but I do speaking engagements for emotional intelligence and resilience and stuff like that.
Okay, so one, we got too many offers. Okay, so that's why we're not successful right now. So it's too many offers. We have $500 in revenue this year, nothing last year. That's fine. So we're basically starting from scratch, but you've sold some books, which is good. One, I would build everything under an emotional intelligence lens. I would say, hey, I'm an emotional intelligence speaker. I help companies to ensure their workforce has the emotional intelligence to be resilient and stick around regardless of what's going on in the world. Like, I would just have a very clear one-liner I would be pitching every single week. I don't know, like, y'all, this is not for you, this is for everybody, okay? This is for everybody. You will never be able to get wealth if you don't come from wealth without consistent work in a singular direction. Because the way money works is it flows from value, okay? So focus is a force. Most new business owners overestimate what they can do with minimal resources. Established, successful business owners every year are trying to do less and maximize what's working. Okay, so that's the biggest difference I see from coaching people who are doing $15 million, people who are doing who are pre-revenue is what I call it, when you're not quite at revenue yet. That's fine. The biggest difference is the amount of things that you believe you can do. What you can do really, really well is focus. So if we do emotional intelligence, which is something, there's a lot of other emotional intelligence speakers, that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. We're going to send out 300 emails every single week. That's it. Your whole job is every Monday, you're sending 300 emails, okay? Every single Monday. That's all you're doing. You're sending 300 emails a week. Now, you want to focus to decide, okay, what types of companies am I going to work with? Now, workforce development, there are workforce development organizations. You could target them. That's a specific type of organization. Or if you want to widen who you can target, you could say, hey, I'm going to work with companies between 100 and 300 employees. You could target it further and say, I'm going to work with middle managers. So how do you determine where you should play? Your experience. So you're going to look at where you've worked, what you've done. Maybe you've been in middle management. Maybe you've been in senior level management. Maybe you've worked at workforce development companies. Maybe you've worked in a particular industry. Whatever that looks like, that's going to be how you determine where you're going to focus. Then you're going to send out 300 emails. Your goal to have a 6-figure speaking practice is 3 to 5 sales calls every single week. 3 to 5 sales calls every single week. If you do that every week, and you send 300 pitches every week, that should result in you having a 6-figure speaking practice. Now, how do you go from 6 to 7? Well, 6 to 7 is amplifying what you're doing that's working. So 6 to 7 is now we have licensing programs that are $100,000 each. Now we have a team of people that I certify in my emotional intelligence framework. But initially, you're attempting to get $15,000 to $25,000 per talk, okay? That's what you're trying to do. $15,000 to $25,000 per talk, okay? All right, hold on. Somebody's at my door. I'm on my show. Let the cleaners in. Y'all, that's how y'all know this live. Let me see if my husband can let these cleaners in, child, because they're going to keep ringing that doorbell. So that's what I would say. You have to focus. Speaking, that's what you want to do. Get this book. All of you should buy this book. All of you who are watching the Speak Your Way to Cash book, do everything in here exactly in the order that it says do it in here. And don't get distracted. I can tell you have personality, you have a lot going on, you're bubbly, you have a lot of ideas. The only thing that's gonna lead to your wealth is focus. Focus and doing the boring work, the unseen work. And I'm gonna give you a tip because I have a lot of personality and I like having fun too. When, for me, the boring work is like harder because it's like we have personality, like me and you both. But I can promise you that if you do this for 1 year, every opportunity that you felt like you were missing through focus, every person that you want to see you, every bright light that you want, like that you want to be on stage, all of that will happen for you if you focus on this. Like you do not need, it's not an emotional experience getting rich. There are bad people who are rich right now. There are good people that are rich right now. Rich is not an emotional experience. All that's going to happen when you want to make money is you are going to have a sales process, have a marketing process. Marketing is how we get leads. Sales is how we convert those leads to buyers. You're going to do it again and again and again and get so good at it that it grows. But it does not grow by God blessing it alone. Like it grows by you doing the effort over time, and he puts his super on your natural. So if you naturally do the work, it will work. Which is why I think Christians get confused because they're like, oh my God, these bad people are rich. Well, no, they add value to the market, so that makes sense. If you add value to the market, you get rich. That's just how it works. Like it's not confusing. You don't even gotta serve. You could be an atheist, okay? Adding value to the market makes you rich. That's how you get rich. Now, taking a portion of your riches and investing it in money, like this morning I was talking to my dad and I was investing in NVIDIA and Amazon and Apple and all the things. That's where wealth comes from. So wealth is when I take the money I have, I put it in stocks and I put it in real estate and I put it in other businesses and now it gets wealth. But in all those things, there's things I have to do. And the first thing you have to do, my sister, send them 300 pitches a week. It sounds so simple. but people never do it. And they tell me, oh, this didn't work. Yeah, because you didn't do it, right? And you don't just send them. You get the feedback. You get coaching on how to send them. You make videos. You watch the Make More Sales show. It'll tell you more about how to actually connect with decision makers. And every pitch that you send out, personalize it for the person that you are pitching. So you want to make it personal for that person. You want them to actually be able to say, oh, okay, I feel like I know her from hearing this actual pitch. But that's how you're going to do it. It's going to be very easy. The hardest part is going to be focusing and not getting distracted. And if you want to do the other things like going to speak at events and don't really have a budget and all of that, I'm cool with you doing it. After you send them 300 pitches and you're doing your 3 to 5 sales calls per week for a $15,000 talk. You're going to start all negotiations at $15,000, no less, okay? No less than that, because if you do it less than that, you will not hit your goals and it will be harder for you than it needs to be. It does not need to be as hard as we make it. We got to get active. So that's what you're going to do. You're not going to get distracted. You're going to choose the company. You're going to rewatch this back. And then you are going to build a sustainable, scalable business. You're going to put all the other stuff you have as ideas. They're not going to die. You're going to write them in a notepad. And after you hit $500,000 in this, maybe you add something else. But for now, we're going to sell this one talk for $15,000 to $25,000. And then when you land a client, you're going to upsell them on buying your book for everyone in their company. You're going to upsell them on getting a licensing program, which is just a course for corporate. But you're going to start with those 300 pitches a week. 2 to 3 sales calls per week is your target. And so maybe you pitch more people to get those 2 to 3 sales calls. If they don't answer the email, you're going to hit them up on LinkedIn. You're also going to call them. You're going to do the consistent efforts in order to grow your business, and you're not going to get tired of it. And then you're going to be you like your future. There's no way you don't win when you learn the fundamentals. The only way you lose is by getting distracted by all the other stuff. Well, now I'm going to focus on content. No, you could do that. You could do that. After you send them 300 pitches a week and do your 3 to 5 sales calls, you could be a content machine, girl. You could be live every day. I don't care. But them 300 pitches a week is what has grown our business. Sitting out, putting $150,000 into ads came later, but that's the things that grow our marketing engine. So all of that stuff helps. But initially, we're pitching every single day. We always have irons in the fire. I do not have to rely on miracles and hope for a business strategy because I am doing the things that will produce results because they are seeds. Every pitch I send is a seed. Of course, I'm going to have something that flourishes. It's just a matter of when it flourishes. Business owners that have up and down revenue, everything's up and down, it's because they don't have consistent farming habits. They're not putting the seeds in the ground and they're hoping for a miracle to pull them out. Miracles are amazing. But imagine being the type of person who needed a miracle every day for everything. God has made us stewards. He gives us power. We don't need miracles every single day. If we could put the seeds in the ground every single day, we could have a predictable, sustainable, scalable business. And because we're believers and we're good people, we now know how to use that money for good. But evil makes money every day of the week because they do predictable sales activities. And so should we. We just should do good with the money. We should do good with the services, and we should do good for our community. So hopefully that works. You have a huge plan now. You're able to get something done. So what are you going to do as a result?
Yeah, so I want to pitch through Apollo. 300 sales a week, correct? Okay. Pitch that a week, $15K minimum. I have a question in addition to that. So the workforce training, landing contracts with that, do you just want me to focus on the speaking first and then that will follow as a result?
So it's the same thing. So number one, you're going to read the Speak Your Way to Cash book, okay? And we have it on Audible too if you want to get it from Amazon. But it'll work through that. You have your topic is emotional intelligence. You could choose to target workforce development organizations or corporations for that, but you need to pitch them. Apollo is where you'll get the leads. They also have email set up if you want to do that there. You can use any other tool, like there's Instantly, there's other tools, there's HubSpot, but yeah, you're going to pitch, hold on, I think we're getting some feedback. You're going to pitch every single week to those organizations. You're pitching them to get on a sales call. You're not sending your offer in that email. And so read the Speak Your Way to Cash book to learn the pitch framework, or listen to it on Audible today. And then you're going to be off to the races and you'll get the feedback that you need on like how to actually navigate through that. And then since you have your ticket to the event, come every week to those trainings. And then that's another opportunity for you to get live coaching for the next 3 months. I want you to land at least 2 contracts before the event. So at least 30K in contracts before you even get to Black Women Sell Live. It's totally doable, especially with how fast companies are responding right now that we're seeing if you personalize the pitch and watch the show from yesterday to see how we actually would pitch and what our flow looks like, because we leverage LinkedIn. Okay, guys, look, this is amazing. Oh, wait, hold on. Where'd she go? I think I got her out too soon. Let's give it up for her. Amazing, amazing, amazing. All right, we want to make sure that you do what you need to do, you guys. We want to make sure that you are doing what you need to do. We got a few more people in the wings, but before we even go there, I want to make sure that you all get your tickets to Black Women Sell Live. We're going to give you a 4-minute and 26-second charge to get your tickets while you watch this incredible commercial. Check it out, and then we have Amber Bland coming up next. And then Tiara was just in the wings, so we just served Tiara. So give it up for Tiara in the comments. Congratulate her on getting her focused plan together. Right after this, we will have Amber coming up. All right, team, give me a report on sales in your regions.
Sales are down in the north and west.
Sales are up in the south, and the east is pretty much the same.
All right, that handles the United States, but how are sales going globally for our Black women experts?
While North America is experiencing a downturn, we're observing a slight increase in Europe, stable performance in Canada and Africa, and varied results across all other regions.
Sales are down in North America. Why aren't they using their powers?
They are, Ashley. The lawyers are using their legal powers, the accountants are crunching numbers, the experts are pitching, the authors are writing, the coaches are coaching, and the speakers are speaking, but they're all maxing out at about 50% across the board.
It looks like something's attacking them.
What is it?
They've been feeling overwhelmed, tired, and unmotivated. They're dealing with decision fatigue, overthinking everything and feeling stuck in their thoughts. They lack clarity and motivation, feeling overstimulated and trying to do everything at once. Money is not a motivator for them anymore. And after the pandemic, grief and burnout have taken a toll. They're trying to identify their biggest obstacles, but it's almost like something keeps standing in their way.
Ugh, sounds like the enemy is at it again. Why can't they see his patterns?
Maybe it's because the enemy keeps shape-shifting. It's showing up as insecurity, overwhelm, fear, and self-doubt. But really, it's just a distraction.
Okay, how are their pitch levels in the regions?
They're pitching, but not as much as they need to.
What about their prayer levels?
Lower than needed for all they got going on.
What about coaching? Are they getting any wise counsel, strategic guidance, high-level expertise?
Sometimes, but they're still trying to do everything themselves.
That's it. One of the biggest tricks of the enemy is to make us believe that we can do everything ourselves. Now, truth be told, sisters do a lot, but we cannot do everything alone. We have got to come together.
Should we call a meeting?
We need to call a meeting, an assembling of Black women experts. I got it. Black Women Sell Live. An assembling of Black women experts who are ready to strategize and scale their sales. We're gonna do this in person in Atlanta, Georgia.
Why not have a virtual option for our global experts?
That's a great idea, but we cannot televise what we're going to talk about. This isn't something we want to live stream. We need to know exactly who is in the room with us. And we need to develop a strategic plan to quickly accelerate their sales. Top secret sales strategies. Until we get a handle on this situation, this event is gonna have to be a closed session.
But how will we disseminate tickets?
Everyone will go to blackwomensellavent.com and get on the wait list. They will be the first to get their tickets.
Got it. I will alert my region now so they can buy their tickets now.
Same.
If you're a Black woman expert looking to accelerate your sales and grow your business, then you have to join us at Black Women Sell Live. You've never been to an event like this. At this event, for 3 days, we're gonna go deep into sales strategies that are going to accelerate your business. And here, I want you to put your cape on. While everyone's telling you to take your cape off and you don't need to be Superwoman, I'm telling you that sis, your cape isn't what's heavy, but your thoughts just might be. So at Black Women Sell Live, we're gonna address the real issues that's holding you back from truly accelerating your sales growth. Meet us in Atlanta, Georgia at Black Women Sell Live. There, we're gonna activate your superpowers and you are gonna be able to scale your sales. Go to blackwomensellavent.com and get your ticket today. I want you ready to get your orders. All right. Now look, y'all. Look. I'm gonna talk to y'all from this camera. We have a lot going on in 2026. if you are a woman in business and you know you need to go to the next level, you need to be a Black Women Sell Live. I don't care if you already make $1 million in business, you're already making $70,000 in business, you're already making 100. This is not for people who are not successful in business. I'm going to a conference next week and I'm successful in business. You go to get, I love what was said earlier about proximity. You go to get in the room. What did they say? Proximity. It was time. What did the third person say? I came to the event because I kept seeing your ads and it was directly in alignment with what I was praying for in this season. You don't come to an event like this if you're not ready to grow. If you're not ready to grow, keep your credit card in your back pocket, baby. That $199 I'm not about to move houses once you pay it, okay? But like, if you're like, I'm looking for a reason to change my business life, and I want it to be practical. Now, let me be clear, because I am a believer. But if you notice the way I coach people, it is practical. They each now know what they can do differently as a result. I want you to imagine for 3 days, I am giving you a practical roadmap for how you can make more sales in your business. If you believe that 3 days with me would grow your business, drop grow in the comments. That's over 21 hours. We got day sessions and night sessions. In the night sessions, I'm coaching the audience. You're coming to the mic, I'm coaching you. I'm redoing your offers for you live. You are standing on your feet. You are getting coaching in real time. You're answering questions. Outside of that time, every single session almost has a Q&A. You're interacting, you're engaging, you're doing group work in the room. For those of you with VIP, you actually get this physical workbook. Let me go here. I went and got it. This is the one from last year. So VIP folks, you will get this printed, like a printed playbook. This one was last year's workbook was literally over, how many pages? I'm like looking for the page. Over 170 pages. And I'm just gonna open a random page. Right here, it says how to do your org chart. What does this one say? To make sure you're stage ready, here's your checklist. What are all the techniques? What does this page say? How to run ads from scratch. Language lab, what you should say and what you shouldn't say. Don't say this on your sales call. Say this on your sales call. This is not your typical, I just wanna be real clear, because y'all go to events and get a little agenda. Baby, are they giving these books out? I'm just wondering, because this is what you get when you go to school, like a curriculum, and you get to keep this for life. That's why you upgrade. But at least for those of you with a Justice ticket, you'll be in the room. You don't get a workbook, but you'll be in the room. Upgrade to Foundation to get a digital workbook. Upgrade to VIP to actually get your workbook. It is fabulous. Full color, absolutely outstanding. 3 days could change your whole life. It could literally change your whole life. We thought about doing it 2 days, but I read a study that actually says when you are trying to retrain the neurons in your brain, it takes at least 3 days to start the process. At least 3 days to start the process. And let me be very clear. Let me just help y'all with your money. If I can help you with your money mindset, drop money in the comments. Y'all, you're not making a $200 decision about whether or not you're going to come to this event. First off, we have VIP tickets at $700. Platinum is like $3,000. Some of you all are getting platinum. You're like, I don't even play games with like sitting in the back and all that. You're not making a $200 decision. No. But many people have come up to this set and say, hey, Ashley, I should be making $1 million. Okay, but then you're making like, let's say $25,000. The gap between $1 million and $25,000 is enormous. That's like $975,000 of a gap. For many of you, the decision is not, should I spend $200 or $300 or $3,000 to come to an event? For many of you, it's like, I'm here. I should be here. The knowledge gap that I have is costing me $975,000. One of the issues that I see with emerging business owners is that they don't know how to make appropriate money decisions. These are easy decisions. These ain't hard decisions, whether I'm gonna spend I was talking to my team yesterday. I was like, hey, I think we want to go to Podcast Summit and do the Make More Sales show live at Podcast Summit. I think that'd be so dope. And they were like, yeah, that'll be good. I was like, what do you think? They was like, that'd be good. I was like, great. I just bought the booth. They were like, you bought the $2,700 booth while we're on the call? I said, yeah, I got your opinion, and I made a decision. Somebody dropped speed in the comments. You are moving too slow for the mass goal that is in your head. You are letting opportunities to change your life pass you by because it takes you forever to think about small money. And to be clear, I don't want to discount what y'all got going on. I'm like looking for my money bag. I don't think it's in here. I don't want to discount what you all have going on. I don't want to say like, if $200 is a lot for you, I don't want to, but I want to be very clear. $200 is not a lot for any business owner. So even if it's a lot for you right now, that's a temporary state. You got to figure out your plan to get out of that state. But for a business that wants to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars, that wants to make millions of dollars in revenue, we're not making $200 decisions. For many of you, this is a $500,000 decision. It's, am I going to keep not making $500,000 from what I don't know? Am I going to keep Googling and YouTubing and going to free events and going in environments that are there to motivate me but give me no practical plan? Am I going to keep going to places that give me fluff fests where I feel good, I cry, I sing, I dance, and I come home and I can't think of a single plan? I don't know what to do. I sit down at my desk and I'm like, I don't know what to do next. We aren't going to do that. Now, we are going to have a good time, child. We're going to have a good time. DJ Duval is going to keep the tunes coming in. But we are talking about a practical roadmap to grow your business as a Black woman entrepreneur in 2026 with strategies working right now because I am an owner-operator. What we talking about? Where your ticket at? Like, do you have your ticket right now? Yeah or no? Because these are easy decisions. These are very easy decisions. Very easy decision. Somebody drop easy in the comments. Like, I wouldn't know why you wouldn't want to make sure that you're at an event like this. That could drastically change the way you speak. Okay? That could drastically change the way you do business. You have to learn sales. There's no other way. You don't have an option. Either you learn sales or your business closes. So that is your option. Like, you don't have a choice. Now, whether you decide to learn it from us or not, that is your choice. But the fact that you're watching this show every day, many of you, means you want to learn it from us. So get what you need to get your ticket to Black Women Sell Live. Okay, we're going to bring up Amber. Come on up. Amber, welcome to the Make More Sales Show. Let the people know what made you get your ticket.
Well, I attended one of your webinars. It was over a year ago. So I attended one of your webinars, and I've been to several after that. So I think you are a very powerful speaker. And every time I go to one of your events, things just get clearer, just to make it simple. So that's why.
Love the clarity in that. And so what did your business do in revenue last year? And what's your biggest sales challenge right now that you want to bring to the show?
So I haven't made any sales last year because I'm just starting. My background is in retention and sales. And so I'm trying to convert that to consulting. So I started working on building a webinar for it. And I was instructed that I should build my offer first before I do the webinar. So right now, I think my hesitation is, okay, am I going to be able to do consultations on retention or how a company can restructure their customer roadmap to improve their retention? Can I do that because right now I'm taking legal studies? Am I going to be able to do both? Or should I just stick to a webinar for the business?
How long have you had this business?
So this part I just started. So my business.
What does that mean? How long?
I started my business in 2017, but I was just doing marketing where I was I was helping with content, pretty much editing content on customer websites. But I stopped doing that altogether, and I just started.
Okay, so the business from 2017 to now, that company, how much have you made in that business?
So I only had one client. So in 2017, I probably, because I wasn't focused on it. I just did that one client. I didn't like doing what I did.
Do you have a full-time job?
Put it on pause. No, right now I'm in school.
Okay. We have a pattern here, ma'am. We have a pattern here. We need to figure out what's going on. Do you want to run a company?
I do.
Okay. So one, consulting on sales is probably not what you should be doing. Now, did you work in sales for another organization?
Yes.
Okay, like
I
your
worked
day
in
job.
sales and
Okay, and did you help with retention or did you help with them generating revenue?
both, maintaining revenue as well as generating revenue.
Okay, and how did you generate revenue for your previous company?
I was an account executive, so
So they gave you the
we
leads?
also yes.
Okay, and then so if you were an account executive, they already had, like, those accounts were current clients and you had to call them and increase the revenue, is that right?
All in increase the revenue, correct, and then also we had to save clients that were leaving.
Okay, so what it sounds like is where your skill set lies is in keeping the clients that someone has happy, right? And then also helping to increase the revenue from current clients. Is that correct?
Correct.
And as it compared, like if they were to compare you to everyone else in your department that you were working for, would you say you were at the top, the middle, or the bottom?
I led the sales team.
You led the sales. You were the manager of everyone else?
No, I led the sales team as far as being the top sales representative. So I
Okay,
was
good.
consistent, exceeding my numbers on a
Okay,
regular
awesome. Very
basis, as
good.
well as helping train others.
Okay, awesome. Top sales revenue, top sales rep, multiple times, I'm assuming. Okay,
Yeah,
so when it comes to offer
regularly.
development, the first thing that we're gonna do, and I want you all to see this and understand this, is that the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna dissect your actual experience, what you were actually great at first. Because if you don't, what you will sell, you won't sell it because you won't feel confident that you can really help someone else to do it. Secondly, it sounds like you've had a business since 2017 with one client. You have this new business that you've had for a couple of months with no clients. Building client revenue from scratch is not your forte based on experience. That's just what it shows. So that's what your background shows. That's fine. So we're not going to say we're going to help people build revenue from scratch. No, we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to look at all the companies that you were an account representative for. Were they in the same industry? Were they the same size of company? Are we talking like 100 to 200 people? Like, what are the similarities amongst the companies you were an account rep for?
They were telecommunications.
Okay.
Large company.
Telecommunications. Okay, so now we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay? Telecommunications companies. That's your niche. So we're going to build an offer for telecommunications companies to increase client retention and increase client revenue. That's really where you thrive. I help telecommunications companies increase revenue and retention after X amount of years of experience in doing that. So that's number one. So your plan is to get all telecommunication companies in the US on one Google Sheet. You can use Apollo or any tool to do that research. And then you're gonna reach out to them to do a sales call. Hey, I see that you're in telecommunications. We developed a framework to help telecommunications companies specifically increase revenue. You don't need to do a webinar. You don't need a webinar for this. No, you don't need a webinar because you're going to sell to corporate. You're not going to sell to, typically webinars convert best if you're selling directly to individuals. Like you're helping small to medium-sized businesses. They can swipe a card and buy from you. It is not easier than selling to corporate. And in fact, for your actual use case, it would be tougher to make that sale because you could only work with businesses that already have clients. And the biggest pain point for SMBs is getting new clients in, and you have not proven that you are able to do that, and that's not where your expertise is. So we don't want to do that yet. Now, after you get all these telecommunications companies, we build you out a book of business of like millions of dollars, then it's like, hey, now I have a process for getting the telecommunications companies in, and then maybe you can go back to SMBs. But like right now, we need you to get clients. Now, I'm gonna tell you something else. 2017 to now, one client. No clients in this because you said you're new. That's not why you don't have clients, because you're new. You don't have clients because you have not been actively going out and selling to get clients in. We have to change that mindset of I don't have clients because I'm new. No, you don't have clients because you are not actively pitching people to do business with you. And so when you have that mindset of I don't have clients because I'm new, you are neurologically training your brain that new equals low revenue, that new equals no clients, and that it's okay because I'm in school. It's not okay because you may be in school, but you are a CEO of a company, and CEOs make money every single day. Like that's what the revenue generating business CEOs do. And it's okay because I'm gonna give you a plan, But I need you to tell me, Ashley, I'm going to pitch these telecommunication companies $300 a week. Can you do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, and you're not going to give up when they don't respond or when they don't say no. You're going to keep pitching and getting better at communicating your value. Does that make sense? And you need to send some videos. You need to send some videos, and I need you to bring that same energy you was bringing when you was calling all those dozens of clients and saying, "Hey, why are you leaving? What's going on, Bob? I need to keep you here." Like that same confidence that I know for a fact you brought to your job, you need to bring that confidence to this business. Because you cannot be in sales and be top of sales without confidence and talking confidently to those customers. And for every woman watching this, like you're such a great use case, Amber, because you're in school, you're doing other things, you weren't really focused, you've had other businesses, blah, blah. You have to make a decision. You and everybody watching this has to make a decision that right now I'm growing my company at all costs. No matter what. Right now, I'm growing. I'm not giving up. I'm not starting and stopping. Because think about it. From 2017, even with the marketing business, you were like, hey, I stopped doing that because I didn't really like doing the work. You're the CEO. Hire somebody else to do the work. The CEO's job isn't to do the work. The CEO of freaking Amazon isn't packing the boxes. The CEO of Chick-fil-A isn't making the chicken. The CEO of Speak Your Way to Cash isn't doing all the coaching. We have a team of people who do that. So it's my job to make sure that the sales are coming in, the revenue is coming in, the marketing strategy is coming in, but it is other people's job to deliver on those services, or at least to assist me in delivering on those services. So I just want to make sure that you understand, one, you can make sales and you can have a business that's as big as you want to work for it. I don't believe people can have whatever they want. I believe people can have whatever they're willing to work for, sacrifice for, and be consistent in. Which is why we have so many aspirational entrepreneurs where they're like, oh, I'm going to be a billionaire one day. And it's like, your work isn't giving billionaire though. Your work is giving $10 an hour. So we want to make sure that we have billionaire goals and billionaire work ethic too, or millionaire goals and millionaire work ethic too, or six-figure goals and six-figure work ethic too. And here's the secret. What is your revenue goal for this year? Let me know your revenue goal for this year. What is it for your business?
My revenue goal for this year, realistically, I would say 50,000.
Amber, I don't have time to go through all this. I wish I did. And I love you because you're being so honest and so open and so vulnerable. And I'm not coming down hard on you. You literally represent probably 90% of the women who watch this show or who watch it on repeat, where it's like, I literally saw your head turning. What that tells me is you didn't set a goal in January for how much money your business was going to make. And I don't know if this is your situation, but I know from coaching thousands of women, for a lot of them, they don't do that because they're like, but last year I didn't do it. And the year before that, I didn't do it. And so what's the point of setting a goal if I don't know if I can meet it? Amber, you're really good at what you do. What you do, you're really good at. You don't need to do a webinar. You do need to pitch corporate clients, only selling them what you're good at. I want you to analyze what you did as an account executive and what made you the top, what made you better than everybody else there at managing those accounts. And that's where you're going to create your framework from. Your revenue goal for this year is $150,000. $150,000. Now, how do you get there? Let's get practical. I think this will help everybody else here. If y'all are celebrating Amber for being open and vulnerable, say, Amber, we love you. Put that in the chat. Put some celebratory stuff in the chat. Put some emoji claps in the chat because our sister is being real with us. And this is, a lot of y'all are right here. Say I'm with you, Amber. Okay, because y'all know, y'all didn't have no revenue goal. So $150,000, that's your revenue goal. If you get average contract sizes, let's play it all the way, quote unquote, safe. I don't like doing that. Let's not go too safe. Let's go $15,000 divided by $15,000. Okay. We need 10 clients at $15,000 by the end of the year for you to hit a $150,000 revenue goal. Now, this is where most entrepreneurs stop. They say, okay, all right, Ashley, I feel you. I need 10 clients at $15,000 a year, but how do I get the 10 clients at $15,000 a year? This is where your money math comes from. Amber, they're giving you all the love in the chat, okay? We love you. We're going to see you in September. I'm going to give you a big hug. Just remind me, and it's going to be dope, okay? Now, look at this. Here we go, Amber. Here we go. So we want 10 clients at $150,000. Let's say you close 20%. And I'm just going to open up my AI tool. I'm going to go right to chat to do this math. I'm going to say, assume I close 20% of every sales call I get on, and I want to close 10 clients at $15,000. How many sales calls do I need to do by the end of 2026? We have how many months left? July, August, September, October, November. I have 5 months left. You really have 6. I skipped June. Okay. If you close 20% of sales calls, that means you get 1 client for every 5 calls that you do. So you need to have 50 sales calls by the end of the year. That's roughly 2.5 a week. Now, you all have been hearing me say 2 to 3 sales calls every single week. That's roughly 1 sales call every 3 business days. Okay, got it. Now, Ashley, now you're asking, okay, this sounds good, but then how do I get 3 sales calls per week when on average I have a 10% response to all my cold outreach emails, and of the 10% that respond, I have maybe like 3% of them that'll actually book a sales call with me. How many people do I need to pitch before the end of the year? And what does that break down to in weekly and monthly pitch goals? Like, how many leads do I need to actually pitch? Now, why am I walking through this? Because again, we need to get practical about this money. You all think money is magical. It's not magical. Money is math. And it doesn't matter if you're a good person. You can be going through your whole life unrealized potential because you never look at the math. And this is why I'm so passionate about this. And I love that Amber's coming to Black Women Sell Live. And I want all of you watching this to join her because no one is telling you the math. People are telling you the hype. They're telling you their motivational stories. They're telling you to just trust and believe in God, which you should. But they're not showing you the actual math. When Noah built the ark, he had to have dimensions. Please don't get it twisted, y'all. When Noah built the ark, there were dimensions, okay? There was some math that had to be done. I don't know why believers believe that they are going to do these incredible imaginative things under the Holy Spirit and all the things without a plan, without the math. Even when I look at Nehemiah, he had a plan, he had math, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all, don't make me preach in here. Don't make me preach in here. So look at this, 100 pitches, 10 responses, 0.3 book calls. So your true sales call booking rate is about 0.3%. So for every 334 cold pitches, you may book 1 sales call. Now, where did I get these numbers from? This is just average. Our response is much higher, you guys. And you all saw that our response was much higher. How did you all see that? You all saw that because yesterday I pitched one person, y'all. And at the end of me pitching that one person, what happened? I have a sales call with that company. And so, yes, what you need to do then, cold pitches needed per week is actually closer to 1,000. You're like, Ashley, that's too many pitches. I don't know how I could do that. Now, the more personalized your pitches are, the easier it becomes to get a response. So we want to get our average response rate up. But how can you send 1,000 pitches a week? There's something called cold email outreach. There's tools that can help you with this called Instantly.ai. That's one of the good ones on the market. But I would recommend that all of you, and Marvick will drop our referral link for Instantly.ai, but I would recommend that all of you ask ChatGPT, what are some cold outreach tools? Because I want to send 1,000 emails per week, and I want to tailor it, leveraging AI. What tool should I be using for that? And then what you're going to do is figure out how you can make them hyper-personal. How can you make them hyper-personal, okay? So all of the people who are up here on the show are either clients of mine or they're coming to Black Women Sell Live. So when you get your Black Women Sell Live ticket, we send you out a Calendly link. You can book in to which is a whole nother bonus of the ticket, y'all. What? You can book into which day you want to be on the show, and once they fill up, they fill up. But that's how they're getting up here. So if you want to be on the show, make sure you have your ticket. We'll send out a link for you to register next week. But you can use a tool like that. Now, if you can get your call rate to 5%, you can double the amount of people that book your calls. Now you're at 500 a week. So how do we practically do this? You're going to have to do outreach. Warm outreach, easier than cold outreach. But the first step is to do the money math. And if you're like, okay, I can't do that. Okay, cool. Let's say you only make $75,000 by the end of the year. Still higher than the 50. Cut everything in half. Do 500 outreaches a week. Still stay at that 2% rate. Your 20% close rate should go up as you get better. Ours was closer to 60%. But let's say you're at 20%. If you can get it to 40%, you can send out 250 pitches a week. Get your close rate to 40%, and you're at the same numbers. Does that make sense? Like just showing you all practically this is a numbers game. Your numbers are not adding up to your revenue goals, and so it makes sense that you're not reaching those goals. Does that make sense, Amber?
Yes. Yes, it does. I'm just taking notes on what you're saying. I didn't hear you.
What are you going to commit to now that you've heard the money math?
I am going to commit to doing the pitches, because that's where it's going to start. So I'll rework it to to sales and retention, which is what my background is in, and then I'll start those pitches and doing the 100 pitches per week.
We want to do 300 minimum.
300? Okay.
Minimum. We really want to get to 500, but we'll minimum 300, okay? Minimum 300 per week is where we want to be. All right, y'all, give it up for my girl, Amber. She was so gracious, gave us a great question, and so now all of you got the value of seeing the money math, seeing the numbers. Look, y'all, people are not telling y'all the truth, okay? Let's just be real. They're saying you should just focus on content. They're saying you should just focus on ads. Your sales vehicle, like a webinar is a sales vehicle, a live event is a sales vehicle, content can be a sales vehicle. It has to depend on your offer and your goals. And your offer should be based on your real lived expertise. It is so much harder to sell an offer that is not based on your real lived expertise. So why are you teaching people, oh, I'm a business coach. Your business doesn't make any money. It doesn't make sense, right? Like, you need to have proof. I'm a trial lawyer, and maybe it's the trial lawyer in me, but I would never show up to a case without evidence, proof, like going to war for it, believing in it with all my heart. I don't even step into the courtroom and deliver an opening talk until I believed in it with all my heart. I practiced it. Like, the stuff that you desire is inside of the work that you're avoiding. Because everyone is telling you that you can get everything your heart desires, but you do not get everything your heart desires. You get everything your feet works towards. You get everything you're willing to suffer for. And I'm not a big fan of like saying your whole life is going to be hard, because I have hard moments. I don't live a hard life. But I'm also not looking for a soft life, but I have soft moments. I do a 40-day sabbatical every year with my family. So while all the gurus are talking about self-care and all of this stuff, and I get it, I get the importance of all of that. If you grow a business that is so big, so sustainable, so successful, that you can vacation wherever you want in the world, you think you won't have a softer life? You think everything you want is on the other side of the discipline that you're avoiding. I wish you all knew how much it would take for you to get the things your mouth is proclaiming that you desire. If you knew how much it would take, you would start now, so that as you grow, it gets so much easier because you get stronger. It doesn't get lighter. It gets easier. Like, me carrying this now is very, very easy for me. But when I was like a baby, I couldn't carry anything. Does it mean that this is hard to carry? No, it meant that I wasn't grown enough. I didn't have enough muscles. I wasn't at the stage of maturity where I could carry it. Business owners all across the world are saying what they want, what they desire. They're putting up posts and goals, and they're getting likes and all the things. But what I'm saying is, there's some of you that are true leaders, true business owners that are supposed to have payroll and team and people who work for you all across the world. You have to be strong enough to carry that. Can I say it like that? You have to be strong enough to carry that. How do you get strong? You do the things that you're avoiding right now. There are people that have spent the last decade looking for the easiest path to where work would have gotten them in 3 years. You've spent the last 10 years looking for the simple, quick trick, hack, blah, 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 cheapest path. You could have been there in a year. You could have been there in a year of consistent work, but you didn't want to do consistent work for a year. And so you wasted your time. Now, I believe that God is a redeemer of time. He could take time, and like what you've done in a year, you could do in a week, you could do in a month, but do is the operative word. There is absolutely not a single miracle in the Bible where there was not work required. I am a believer. I love God. I love the Bible. I love his word. I love prayer. I love all of that. But there is an epidemic of hyper emotional Christians that when they come off of that emotion are not clear-headed enough to do the work. Jesus worked as a carpenter. Why do you think in the Bible they told us what he did as a profession? He was an expert in that. He walked from place to place. Why do you think he didn't teleport? Couldn't he have done that? He trained his disciples. He trained his team. Why do you think we have that example? If everyone's just supposed to work with us, and if a team member doesn't work out, we just never hire again. Like, we have examples of consistent work, effort, and being a principled business owner in the Bible, the same Bible that people use to say, I'm just gonna wait on God and do nothing. After saying that you praise a Jesus that literally transformed the world in 3 to 4 years of his ministry. Like, come on, y'all. Be for real. This is real life. You wanna run a business? It's real life. It's real work. And you can do it. You can do it. You have YouTube. You have 4,000 videos on the Speak Your Way to Cash page. You have the Speak Your Way to Cash book. You have Black Women Sell Live, a whole 3-day intensive where I'm like, give me 3 days and I'm gonna get you together. I'm gonna get you together. The Host Hotel is the Omni. If you have your tickets, we have like the best rates there. You definitely want to make sure you're staying at the Host Hotel for the networking and all the things that we have. Also, every single person that stays at the Host Hotel, we put a gift on your key card that only the people who are staying at the Host Hotel get. Look, you ain't gonna talk about how you want wealth, but everything coming out of your mouth is lack. Your words have to align with your actions. Your investments have to align with your desires. Getting a 10% return on $100 gets you $110. So some of you have been investing low and wanting high. That's called betting, not investing. When you invest, it's reasonable. You're looking at the returns in the market. It's based on the average returns. You're not asking for, you're not looking for a rocket ship. Okay? Business owners are looking to build something that will outlive them and outlast them for generations. That's what we're building. Sustainable, scalable businesses with predictable sales processes, okay? Now look, we come to the point of our show where I'm gonna show you guys something. I wanna make sure you have all the information to make an informed decision. So I'm going to show you our video that breaks down exactly what you're going to get in Black Women Sell Live and our framework for doing it, and I'm gonna teach you some history. I want you to know if you are a business owner between $50K and $5 million, you have to be at Black Women Sell Live. And once this video ends, this show ends. And once this show ends, I'm gonna start the clock now. Once this show ends, once that timer hits 0, we unpublish the page for the Justice Ticket. I wanna reward those of you who show up live, who wanna get the Justice Ticket, who wanna get in the room. This is your shot. Check this out, and then we'll wrap up for today, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. I don't know if we're doing it tomorrow, actually, but I'll see. I'll talk to the team about it and see if we'll be back. If you're a Black woman entrepreneur who sells services and you're doing anywhere from $50K to $5 million a year, this video is gonna cover 2 things for you. First, what Black Women Sell Live 2026 actually is and what you're going to walk away with. And second, how it's helped women just like you, women who are already in business, already selling, already making money, close bigger deals, sign corporate contracts, raise their prices, and make more in a single quarter than they possibly made the entire year before. Now, this is specifically for Black women who are already in business selling professional services. My coaches, consultants, lawyers, accountants, therapists, doctors with their own practice, speakers, practice owners who are already generating revenue and who are ready for what's next. If that's you, keep watching, because what I'm about to show you was built for exactly where you are right now. Now, I'm hosting a 3-day business intensive designed to help you make more sales, build a specific sales plan to reach your next revenue milestone, and do it all while building the one thing you cannot put a price tag on: community, with other Black women entrepreneurs who are achieving unimaginable levels of success right now in 2026. And here is what that has looked like for women who have already come through this event. I want you to hear from them.
Since working with Ashley, we have closed $100,000 webinars.
I landed my very first high-ticket paying client, my very first 5-figure contract. I walked away with $210,000 in leads.
2 signed contracts and 1 forthcoming.
My ultimate annual salary was twice what I expected to bring in.
$125,000 sales month.
$274,131 to date.
I have secured a corporate contract with a $1 billion company, a $50,000 contract, a 5-figure contract. My first 5-figure corporate contract. My first $50K month, a 5-figure contract.
$18,000.
$27,000.
$75,000 contract.
$121,400.
$685,000.
$30,000.
For $20,000. We've grown our revenue to over $3 million.
Now, one more thing before we get into exactly how this works. We actually practice what we preach. And what I mean by that is I have personally used every single sales strategy we teach at this event in my own business. Not as theory, but in my own business with my own money on the table. I started owning a law firm in legal services, so I know what it is to sell expertise in a credentialed and licensed professional space where where people respect your degree and still try to negotiate your rate down to nothing. Not to mention, I've also sold professional consulting services to large corporations. I have also closed 5-figure and multi-5-figure corporate consulting contracts with companies like AbbVie Pharmaceuticals, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and FCB. I know what it's like to walk into a procurement meeting as a Black woman and walk out with a signed deal. I have sold from stages, closed consulting retainers, built and scaled coaching programs, over 11 million in personal sales, 14,000 paid customers, both B2B and B2C, corporate and individuals, and every sales vehicle we teach, I have personally used. All that to say, nobody else running a business event for Black women entrepreneurs has this kind of track record across this many markets and this many sales vehicles, not even close. But look, as you know, any event out there can pull their best testimonials and plaster them on a page. Cherry picking your best client, your best month, your best result, that does not prove anything. So here's what I want to do instead. I want to tell you exactly what every single woman who leaves this event actually takes with them, because that is what actually matters. You are going to leave Black Women Sell Live with 3 finished documents in your hand. A 1-page sales plan where your revenue is coming from, who you are selling to, and exactly how you're going to close them. A 1-page marketing plan, every place your ideal client lives, how they find you, and how you move them cold to ready to invest. And a 1-page operations brief, because your ceiling right now is probably not your offer. It is that you are still one of the best at selling in your company. This brief is how your team learns how to close without you being a part of every conversation. Now, each of these documents is going to be 1 page each, because if your plan needs too many slides to explain it, it may never get executed. You build all 3 live in the room on day 3. You leave with them in your hand. You implement them the moment you get home. And here is the challenge that we put in front of every single woman who walks through that door. We want you to make more revenue in Q4 of 2026 than you made all of 2025. Now, I'm not making any guarantees, so this is my disclaimer. Results are not typical. You have to do the work. You have to decide what you're going to do. But that is my challenge to every single woman coming to this event. Not a little more, 3 times more. Make the plan for that. And we want you to do it for 1 quarter. This event is literally days before Q4 starts. And we do not just throw that number at you and send you home with ideas. We build the plan in the room together. So if that is already enough and you want to grab your seat, click the button below this video right now. Fill out the short application and choose your track. VIP and platinum tickets are extremely limited. Last year, our event sold out completely. Now, if you want to know more about how this works and why it works, just keep watching. I want to tell you something personal for a second. Every year when I start planning this event, the first question I ask myself is, what does this room actually need to hear right now? Not what sounds good, not what sells tickets. What do these women actually need? And this year, the question kept me up at night because I was watching what was happening around us in 2026. The Voting Rights Act, Section 2 repealed, DE&I programs dismantled across corporations, universities, government agencies gone, 350,000 Black women forced out of the workforce, not laid off, pushed out systematically, contracts pulled, opportunities closed, doors that were cracked open shut again. And I kept thinking about the theme for this event. I originally thought about making the theme legacy, about the women who came before us, about inheritance and lineage and what we were building for the generations that come after, and that was real and that matters. But I sat with what was happening right now, not 150 years ago, right now in 2026, and I realized that while legacy is important, it's not the word this year. This year, the world is different. Because when they repeal laws that were supposed to protect you, you fight back. When they dismantle the programs that were supposed to open doors for you, you fight back. When they push 350,000 of us out of the workforce thinking they will quietly disappear, you fight back. And the most powerful way a Black woman entrepreneur fights back in 2026 is not necessarily just with a picket sign, but it is with a plan. It is with a sales system that does not need their approval to run. It is with corporate contracts that put you across the table from the same institutions that tried to count you out, but they're cutting you a check this time. It is with the business that generates revenue whether or not anyone in power decides to include you. That is why this year's theme for Black Women Sell Live is Fight Back. And that is exactly what we're doing September 25th through 27th. Now, let me tell you why you specifically need to be in this room. Right now, there are approximately 300,000 women entrepreneurs globally making over $50,000 a year. 88% of solo Black women business owners make under $50,000. The average is $24,000 a year. We face a 3 times higher loan rejection rate than white business owners with identical credentials. 61% of us are self-funding everything. And now, on top of all of that, 350,000 of us have been pushed out of the workforce in 2026, which means the women in this room are not just building businesses, they are building lifelines for themselves, for their families, for the women coming behind them who are watching to see if it's actually possible. The empowerment conferences will not show you that math. The Girl Boss Summits will not address what is actually happening out there. They will clap for you, hug you, cry with you, take photos, and send you home with a highlighted notebook, and your revenue will not change because motivation is not a fight back strategy alone. A plan is. And here is something I need you to hear. A lot of the women watching this video right now are doing referrals and word of mouth. And it's working, but it's not consistent. Some months are great. Some months the pipeline is empty and you have no idea why. And you cannot scale it because there is no system. It is just roulette. Some of you are posting content every single day and waiting for the algorithm to decide if your business grows this month. That is not a business. That is gambling. Some of you have been networking, speaking for free, sending proposals that never got answered, sitting in rooms where you are the only one who looks like you, and wondering if you are doing something wrong. You are not doing something wrong. You were never shown the right system. There are 7 sales vehicles for professional service experts. Most women are maybe using one. We are gonna teach you all 7 and which ones belong in your specific business based on whether you sell to corporations, small business owners, or individuals. Because the fight back is not just emotional, it is structural. You need leads that do not depend on an algorithm. You need a close rate that does not depend on whether the right person saw your post that day. And you need a team that sells for you so that your revenue does not stop when you stop. This is what we are building in September.
It has allowed my business to grow tremendously.
I feel more confident in my pricing. I feel more confident in the value that I provide. Being scared of selling and pitching and hitting people up, all those fears are gone. I can't use being an introvert as an excuse anymore.
I'm changing my mindset hour by hour since I've been here.
I have clarity. Everything is written out and it's not living in my head for the first time in my business. I've got calls lined up. People are paying me for my expertise.
I think I've become more fearless. Like if I get feedback, I just act on it. Like I don't hold back. I don't overthink anymore.
I've grown tremendously, not only as a business owner, but as a woman, as a wife, as a mom. It has allowed me to just stand more powerfully in who I am.
Now, here is something that makes the event completely different from everything else in this market. This event is built around women who look like us, who did more with less. And every single day of this event, I am gonna have a Black woman or a descendant of a Black woman millionaire standing on the stage to tell you how you can do it too. They're not there just to inspire you. They're there to show you exactly how they did it so you can take the same principles and apply them to your fight right now. Day 1 closes with a descendant of Maggie Lena Walker, the first Black woman to charter a bank in the United States, 1903. No capital, no institutional access. The system was not built for her. The institutions were not going to include her. So she built the institution herself. She did not wait for permission. She fought back by building something they could not take away. If you are a builder trying to lay the foundation that actually lasts, this is the blueprint closing out day 1. Now day 2 closes out with the great-great-granddaughter of Madam C.J. Walker, the woman who started with $1.50 and built the first female-led, self-made $1 million empire in American history, without access to capital, without a safety net, with a world that was actively working against her at every level. She fought back with a sales force of 40,000 agents who multiplied her revenue while she slept. She fought back by building a machine that ran whether or not anyone in power decided to help her. If you are a grower trying to break through to your first 7 figures, that is the exact fight back strategy closing out day 2. And billionaire Dr. Trisha Bailey closes the entire conference out on day 3. She is the richest Jamaican-born woman in the United States. Her name is on a building at the University of Connecticut. She is not closing this event out to give you a speech. She is closing it to show you what the fight back looks like when you take it all the way. When you do not stop at your first ceiling or your first million or your second ceiling or your third. When you build to $1 billion. 3 days, 3 women, 3 chapters of the same fight. Builders need chapter 1. Those of you seeking your first 6 figures. Growers need chapter 2. Those of you seeking your first $500,000. And scalers need chapter 3. Those of you aiming for your first or your second or your third or your fourth or maybe even your 10th million. And every woman in that room needs to understand that this is not just about history. This is about your playbook. Now, let me walk you through exactly what each day covers. Day 1 is all about unlimited leads. Every place your next client is sitting right now. Every channel and platform and relationship for corporations and small business CEOs and individual professionals. Sessions include turning bias into Benjamins, how to take every single obstacle that is working against you right now in 2026 and make it work for you instead. Then we have the lead matrix, how to find every source of new clients that your business should be looking to right now simultaneously. Then we have a session called Who is Your Buyer? How corporations buy different than individuals, how small business CEOs are a third market entirely. We break down all all 3. Then we go into $1 million offers for expert service providers, why your current offer structure is leaving money on the table. Then we go into how to re-engage your former clients. The fastest money in your business is already in your contact list, and we are going to go get it. Then we do something called messaging metamorphosis, live hot seats with me, where I am coaching you on the exact language you should be using to convert. Your path to wealth is your words, and if you don't know how to strategically, systematically weave them together to build a case for your offer, you will after Black Women Sell Live. Now, day 2 is all about sales vehicles that work in 2026. We're going over all 7 of them: speaking, sales calls, LinkedIn, direct outreach, and more. We're gonna talk about which ones need to be in your business right now, which ones match your market, your personality, your phase, and then we're gonna go into Corporate Contracts Unlocked, your blueprint for landing large organizational, institutional clients. This is where big checks live. And in a year where DE&I programs have been dismantled, Black women need to know how to walk in and still close deals. Then we're gonna go over sales call mastery, whether you have had a formal sales process or you're starting one for the first time. Then we're gonna talk about direct messaging and the dollars that are in your DMs if you use them, LinkedIn, and other social media platform strategies you can use to close more deals. Then we go into the Experts Close, where I take 10 years of data on us doing events and selling and put it into a case study to show you strategies you should be using to leverage events to sell more services. The great-great-granddaughter of Madam C.J. Walker closes us out on day 2. Now, day 3, we're gonna build your plan. We're gonna work your plan. We're gonna do the Q4 challenge launch, where we set your 3 times number, specific, real, and we make it yours. We're gonna build your 1-page sales plan, your 1-page marketing plan, your 1-page operations brief. We are gonna build you out a sales team plan that produces without you, when to hire, who to hire, based on whether you're in the build phase, the grow phase, or the scale phase. We're gonna talk about selling as an expert and scaling and what that looks like, and selling as an introvert and scaling and what that looks like. And then Sunday night, we close with a gospel concert. Because after everything you built in that room, after seeing the math clearly, after sitting in a space of 1,000 Black women experts who all decided to fight back, you need to feel what is possible. Not just for your business, for your life, for your family, for every woman coming behind you who needs to see that it is actually possible. And I want to say something about the room itself, because this might be the most important thing I say in this entire video. 48% of female entrepreneurs have 0 mentors. For Black women, it's even worse. The higher you climb, the more alone you may feel, because there are not enough Black women at the level you can call when you need real advice. That's why we're bringing in not just millionaires, but a billionaire. And in 2026, when 350,000 of us have been pushed out of the workforce, when programs designed to create access have been stripped away, that isolation is even more real. That changes the moment you walk into the room with 1,000 Black women experts, all at different phases of the same journey, all fighting back in their own way. From builders sitting next to scalers and growers sitting next to women who've already crossed 7 figures last year, the referral partnerships, the collaborations, the mentorships that nobody formally arranges, but that happen naturally when you put us in a room together. That's what you're coming into. These connections are worth more than any single session in the agenda. You are not just buying 3 days of an intensive training. You are buying your way into a community that can last with you a lifetime.
I'm so excited to be one of the many Black women who are in here thriving, to be in a community with women and led by a woman who is killing it. I mean, it has been 10 out of 10 for me.
We've gotten vulnerable and open with each other early. I just didn't have to do everything on my own.
The women that were in the room, I looked at them as trusted people because they've already been vetted.
The things that they do, from sending me that special gift on my birthday, sending me flowers, you're never alone and they're never tired of you.
Before I joined, I prayed for community, and that's exactly what I found. People that care about me, not just for my business, but as a person.
I was lonely. This community gave me what I needed to excel.
You know, I'm locked in for life, right? I love you.
Now look, I know what some of you are thinking. I have been to events before. I spent the money, I came home, nothing changed. And I believe you. I believe every single word, because those events were not built to fight back with you. They were built to make you feel good enough to come back next year. They hand you a generic playbook made for someone else. They do not address the fact that you are self-funding everything while being the primary breadwinner. They don't acknowledge that you walk into rooms and get underestimated before you open your mouth. They do not talk about what it costs to be operating in 2026 as a Black woman building a business while the world is actively reorganizing against you. But we do. I don't know if the timing is right. You may be thinking that. And I want you to sit with that for a second. 350,000 Black women were pushed out of the workforce. DE&I has been dismantled. The Voting Rights Act, parts of it have been literally repealed. And you are asking if the timing is right to invest in a plan that makes your business untouchable. The timing has never been more right. The fight back is not something you can delay. We have 1,000 seats. Now, close to 50% of those seats, as of the recording of this video, were already gone. We have close to 5 platinum tickets left and a handful of VIPs. Now there's 4 ticket types. A justice ticket type. That's the ticket type that our sponsors help to fund, so you can get in the door and be a fly on the wall. We have a general ticket type where you're able to get in the room and get a digital workbook and come to weekly pre-event trainings that are happening every week leading up to the event. We have a VIP ticket type that gives you a printed workbook. You get early access to getting in the room. You have a private VIP and platinum mixer. And we have a platinum ticket type. It's our highest tier ticket in a sea of 1,000 women who are incredible. I take 15 of you who are platinum ticket holders, and we have an intimate networking session and coaching experience only for us over lunch. You get gifts, you get reserved seating about 10 minutes before the event starts. You are our special guest for the weekend. Now, we have had all kinds of women come to these events. It's for women who have a business, women who have a plan, women who have a desire to grow. If you want to stay where you're at, don't come. If you want to make excuses more than you want to make away, don't come. But if you are ready to be pushed, I promise you, I will push you over this 3-day intensive. Join us at Black Women Sell Live 2026. I can't wait to see you there. Get your ticket below. All right. Big news just in, y'all. Okay, so the bonus for getting your ticket right now just got better. Let me look at the calendar, child, so I can announce it appropriately. But today, when you buy your ticket, you will be invited to a noon training session. Does it give me what the training is on today? No, it doesn't. It's not on my calendar, child. Well, there is a bonus training today at noon. Maybe someone from my team can give me the name of the training, but that should be on my calendar. What's the training happening today? I know it's going to be good. But there's a training happening today. I'll wait for my team to answer me and let me know what the name of the training is because it's not on my calendar, child. But there is a training happening today at noon only for Black Women Sell Live ticket holders. So when you get your ticket in the next 35 seconds, you'll be invited to that via a calendar invite. I'll make sure they update that calendar invite with all the folks who bought their ticket today, and you will get in the room. But y'all, you already know you should be there. If you dropped 10 earlier, this is your time because my team literally has their hand on the unpublished page, and it is going to take that down. So we want to welcome Mabel to the event. We cannot wait to host you. Marcia, looks like you got your ticket for land corporate clients using AI. I'll see you a little bit later this month. Phenomenal. I see you guys are getting your tickets. And if you want to land corporate clients using AI, go ahead and get your ticket for that. Charlene, welcome to Black Women Sell Live. And the timer is up, y'all. So we got to go. I am not coming back tomorrow, but I will see you all on Tuesday of next week. For all of you who are ticket holders, you'll get an email probably tomorrow night saying, hey, sign up for the Make More Sales show for next week. So you maybe get a chance to get on the show live. Phenomenal, right? Okay, so let's give it up for y'all. You guys were absolutely fabulous. Here's what we'll do because you don't have long to get your tickets. I'm going to count it out and then that page will come down. I will go ahead and count down from 10. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now here's the thing. As always, I want you to make more sales and I want you to live more life. Go out and pitch somebody today so you can make their lives better with your offer. And I will see y'all next week. Have a good one.